everybody, it's Star the Flippin' Hippo. Thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel at Flippin' Hippos. Today I wanted to talk to you about a very exciting social media workshop that I got to attend while I was at eBay Open 2019. This was a one-time only special session they had in the big conference room. They had a panel of 3 women ranging from an executive in a business to a self-employed business owner to a mom who does eBay. So I felt like we got kind of a different point of view, something that everyone can relate to on 3 different levels of these successful women who use Instagram and Facebook for their businesses. They talked about and showed us how to organically grow our Instagram and our Facebook, whether you do it free or you pay for services or ads. They talked about the kinds of content you should be creating and how to interact with your audiences and how important social media is in today's society. Everybody from Wendy's to the hotel Marriott uses social media now. It's just the way of the world. If you want to have a successful business, if you want to have a loyal base of consumers or customers, whether you're trying to build a following as a social media influencer or a YouTuber, or you're just trying to get a bunch of buyers from Etsy to follow you on Instagram to see your arts and crafts so that they buy from you, social media is so important. I don't think that there is a way to successfully run a business in 2019 if you don't have some kind of social media presence. So I did take photos of every slide they showed us during this workshop, and I'm going to go through the slideshow with you guys. We'll talk about what the slideshow says, what these 3 women presented to us during the workshop, and then I'll kind of give you my ideas and feedback on it. I love social media. If I had to tell you my favorite part of being a reseller, you guys would probably guess, oh, she loves to flip plush and women's jeans. Those are my 2 favorite things to sell and flip on eBay. But if you told me that I never had to list or sell on eBay again and I could completely be the face of Flippin' Hippos and only do Instagram and YouTube and Facebook and social media and interact with people and create content, that would be my dream come true. Hopefully someday we'll have Keith doing all the listing and I'll just be the social media manager. But until then, I do what I can between everything that entails running a business. I cannot stress again how important social media is. And if you own your own business, you know that you are the social media manager as well as accounting and sourcing and customer service and the manager and the boss. I mean, there's a million titles and a million hats that we all wear every single day. And I kind of sometimes feel like a lot of you put social media at the bottom of the list as the least important or something you just don't want to deal with, you don't want to learn, you don't know how to do it, so you don't do it. And I feel like I see that every single day in all of the Facebook groups, and I hear it every single day from a lot of you that you just kind of put social media on the back burner as something that's not important, but it is. Social media is so important. I cannot stress that enough. Whether you just want to make a Pinterest board or grow an Instagram following, you need to be doing social media to grow your business. Let's jump into the screen share, and I will show you the slides, and I'll be back at the end. So the first slide during the social media session said that we have technology, finally, that for the first time in human history allows people to really maintain rich connections with much larger numbers of people. Credited to Pierre Omidyar. Hope I did not butcher his name because that is such a great quote and it's so very true. The technology that we have nowadays, especially with social media, allows us to connect with much larger audiences. Here's where your buyers are. 2.77 billion global social media users. 2 hours and 22 minutes is the average time that they spend per day on social media. And 98% of digital consumers are social media users. 74% trust social media to guide purchasing decisions. 60% of users learn about new products on Instagram. And 55% of all buyers do research on social. So this is important because it's telling you that there's 2.77 billion people that are using social media. And most people generally spend an average of about 2.5 hours a day on social media. And the majority of them are finding out about new products, researching their new products, and trusting the information that they get about these products on social media. Organic relationship building. So this is where you're going to build up your followings, your likes, your shares, all of that organically. And it's free. So you're going to share education about your business or your product. If you're a reseller, there's a vast array of education you can be sharing. You can show people your hauls. You can take them to garage sales and thrifting with you and show them how you source. You can show them what your items sell for, how you comp, what tools or apps you use. You can talk to people about how you ship. There's just so much knowledge out there in the reselling world that we can all be sharing with each other and educating each other with. I don't feel like any reseller anywhere on any kind of social media or YouTube is ever going to run out of content, because there's always going to be things to share, and people are always going to have really great questions of us and ask us to share our knowledge. You can provide good customer service. You can get connections in the community. I know I've said this a lot before. The reselling community is absolutely an amazing place. You should be a part of it. You should be networking, and you should be making those connections. And it doesn't necessarily have to be something as grand as going to Vegas for eBay Open. You can get on your computer, and with the right hashtags and with the right Facebook groups and with the right social media, you can be connecting with resellers all over our country. And locally, there's groups that meet up locally through social media that go sourcing together or go to lunch, and some people make really great friendships. So reach out into our community and make some connections. You guys, we work alone a lot of the time, and this can be a very lonely job. It's very, very important that we all have that human connection once in a while, and coworkers and people that we can connect with and talk shop with. And you can also use your social media to build loyalty with existing customers. If you want to pay for your acquisition and growth, you can increase your reach, find new customers, amplify the big moments, and you can have conquest your competitors, basically. I've never paid for any kind of acquisition and growth. Keith and I have built our social media following 100% organically, with help from other resellers and YouTubers along the way, by having guests on the channel or being a guest on someone else's channel, people tagging us tagging others, people helping promote one another, all of that organically. I've never paid for it. I don't know that I ever would, but if you have a different business model or you are actually selling on social media, the ads on Facebook and things like that might be something you want to look into. Here's some tips for success on growing organically. You can talk about what your story is, your brand. You can make sure that you have really, really great photos. People want to see good, sharp, crisp, nice photos. They don't want blurry shots of a pile of stuff they can't determine what's what in your trunk. They want to see everything you got at the thrift store. They want to see everything you got at the Goodwill. They want to see your packages. They want to see you. So just make sure your photos are great. Most of us are listing on eBay and Poshmark. We all know how to take really great photos. Be authentic. 1000% be authentic. I cannot express how important that is. Be transparent. Be honest. Tell the truth. Show what reselling is really like. Show the reality of our lives as resellers, and just be yourself. You don't need to create a persona. You don't need to create a character like you're on a TV show. If you are yourself, if you are truly who you are, people will be attracted to you, people will like you, and people will start to follow you. Keep your text simple. This is something I don't necessarily always follow, but you don't need a novel with every post. You can have a quick blurb, a quick caption explaining what's going on in the photo, and then just really, really great hashtags, especially on Instagram. Hashtags are everything on Instagram. You need to have good ones with your posts. Next, you see UGC. What does UG stand for? User generated content. Basically, it's anything that you create. Videos, photos, quotes, memes, anything like that that's user generated that people will interact with. I'm going to put a link in the description box that will take you to a website that goes into more depth explaining what UGC or user generated content is. And you guys can read that at your leisure if it's something you're interested in. But in a nutshell, it's just basically user generated content. So anyone using the platform is generating the content. Link back to your eBay store or listing. Absolutely so important, especially if you're using Instagram to make sales. You can always put your link in your link tree in your bio. Facebook, you can do direct hyperlinks. But if you're going to show off something that you have for sale, if you're going to promote a video, if you're going to promote a Facebook post or anything like that, you want to put the link in so they can go to that item to purchase it or to that video to view it or what have you. And you want to create unique content. So you don't want to be just like everyone else. You want to be unique. You want to stand out. That goes back to creating your brand and being unique, true to yourself, being authentic. A really good example for you guys is our shipping photos every day. Our hippos are in our shipping photos every day, and that is unique to Flippin' Hippos. That is unique to Keith and I. We are the people who put the plush hippos in with the shipping photos, and that's now become like part of our brand, something that folks look forward to. So you guys can create something to go along with your store name or your brand, something unique to you that will draw people to you and make you stand out. Tips for Facebook and Instagram. So you want to tag products and brands. Again, that goes back to the hashtags. If you're showing off a Robert Graham shirt, you want to tag it with Robert Graham, men's fashion, men's button front shirts, men's luxury brand, things like that. You want to follow people back. If people take the time to follow you and interact with you and comment on your content, follow them back. Go like something of theirs. Go comment on something of theirs. This is very, very, very important, especially in the beginning when you're first starting to build your following. When you don't really have a lot of followers, if you follow people back and you spend a couple minutes every day following people and commenting on their items and liking their items, you can grow your followers that way. Join the conversation. Hey, if you see something that's interesting to you, a debate, a conversation, anything like that, join in. I'm not saying to join in on arguments. I would absolutely tell everyone to avoid internet arguments. They're a waste of your energy and they're a waste of your time. But if folks are talking about like the best brands to buy for jeans or whether or not you should have a fast dime or slow nickel approach to business, anywhere you can just jump in the conversation and share your feelings or thoughts on it. Because number one, people are going to follow you. You're going to grow your following just by interacting like that and connecting with people. You're networking. You may offhandedly create your next best friendship. But you can also learn a lot when you join in these conversations. You kind of get the feedback of other resellers and you can learn that way. Do not buy your fans. Let me say that one more time. It's very important. Do not buy your fans. Never ever pay anyone for followers, likes, or subscriptions. Those are empty. They will do nothing for you. Number 5, hashtags. I've already touched upon those in this video. Hashtags are so important. There are people who will go on Instagram just to look at the hashtag reseller life, just to see what other resellers are doing, or the hashtag estate sales, just to see what everyone else is shopping for and sourcing for. So make sure that you're tagging things correctly. If you're selling items, you want to have, like I said, those tags, Robert Graham, men's fashion. Because men who are on Instagram looking for a Robert Graham shirt for that special occasion, they're going to go to that hashtag and they're going to see your item. Nurture your community. So you want to create content that drives engagement. You don't want to talk at people. You want to talk to people. You want to talk with people. So don't just get on and just post after post after post after post of meaningless things just to get the content out there that people aren't going to engage with. You want to engage with your followers. You want to engage with those people that subscribe to you. So create that content that will enable people to want to comment and interact with you. And then number 2, carve out time to engage. This goes back to what I had just said about spending some time every day engaging with people. Not just on your timeline or your posts or your content, on theirs as well. Maybe you spend 10 minutes in the morning going back through everyone that commented or interacted or engaged with you and responding to them in kind and letting them know, hey, I hear you, I see you, I appreciate you, thank you for interacting with my content. And then maybe 15 hours every afternoon you can go on Facebook or Instagram and just kind of go through some of those hashtags you're interested in that are pertaining to reselling or thrifting, and liking some of those and following some of those people and leaving some comments. Now, these are tips for success if you're going to go the paid route on building up your social media. So how you would get started is you would add your payments. You would tell them how you're going to pay for it. I believe Facebook takes PayPal and credit cards and maybe bank accounts. I can't be positive on that. The minimum is like $5 a day for Facebook ads. And there's an ads manager, and then there's automated ads. You can kind of pick what you want. We have paid for some ads as far as the phone side of our business before. Not reselling, not with our YouTube or anything like that. Just like a different aspect or a different stream of income on our business. And it is kind of neat because you can kind of pick your target audience. You can say you live in Miami and you're looking to buy small electronics and phones. You can pay $5 a day to Facebook and only target people in Miami. And you can pick an age group and diversity. It's really kind of neat if you have the money to sell, if it makes sense for your business. I wouldn't suggest doing this just to get followers for like a social media presence, or if you want to be a social media influencer, or if you're a YouTuber. But if you want to put ads out there to buy stuff for your business to flip, or if you sell heavily on media, these could be something that you would use. Here you go. They say the audiences, you can custom them. You can pick interests. You can get creative with your ads. You can put photos in them, slideshows, carousel, videos. There's a lot of tools you can use. And then you can test and learn. And that's the thing with the ads. You have to kind of test them out and learn what's going to work for you. So sometimes the first $5, $10, $15, even $20 you spend aren't going to result in the kind of results that you want. And you have to play around and figure it out. So I really only suggest paid, number one, if you have the capital. You don't want to be spending money on ads if you don't really have the money to spend yet. And if it makes sense for your business. I would not suggest it for just a social influencer or social media following. If you are going to do ads, here we go again with the great photos. You got to have great photos. If you're going to advertise to folks that you buy phones, you want a clear, crisp photo of a phone with some money. You don't want a blurry photo of the grass in your backyard. You want the photo to explain to them what you're doing, and you want it to be a good photo. They say to follow all eBay best practices on photos, even for your Facebook ads, because that white background is what Google likes. That's the bottom line. The reason eBay encourages us to use that white background, that's what the Google crawlers that crawl ads, that crawl eBay, looking for photos, looking to place you in their search engine, that's what they look for. And you can, you need to avoid text overlays on your initial image. That's the one that's used in the marketing. They don't want you to have logos or watermarks either. And you can keep your multi-quantity inventory levels updated. Number 3, clear, concise product info. So avoid extra information that may confuse the buyer. So whether you're selling on these ads or asking to purchase from folks or advertising a service, just be really clear. You only need to tell them exactly what you're selling or exactly what you're looking to buy. You don't want to confuse them with extra information. And this tip with free shipping and returns, I think that applies to most selling platforms. If you're selling off of eBay, I don't know that I would do free shipping and returns. I don't really like to sell off of eBay unless it's to like a well-known friend or a viewer or something, but they did put this in the slide, so I'm gonna show it to you. And I believe that's it. Here's the resources they used to create the slideshow for us. Facebook.com business. and businessinstagram.com, Digiday, and Social Media Examiner. So these resources here are things that you guys on your own time can go research on your own and look at to get some more ideas and some more information. The Social Media Examiner is a really good website/blog that just has a ton of information on it about social media. You can literally go on that place and self-teach yourself any social media platform and best practices and how to create better engaging content. I do absolutely recommend Social Media Examiner. Alright guys, so that was the workshop on social media. Some really great content there, some really good information for you guys. If you aren't on social media yet, I challenge you to start something this weekend. Start a Facebook for Business page, go start an Instagram, go start a Pinterest board, get on Tumblr, get on Twitter, join a couple Facebook groups and start networking with other resellers in there. If you're already on social media at some level, my challenge for you is to increase it by one platform. So if you're only on Instagram, go make a Facebook for Business page, go make a Twitter. The beautiful thing about Instagram, I would like to add to you guys, Instagram can connect to your Facebook for Business page and your Twitter. So with one click, you can post to Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook for Business all at once. You make one post on Instagram, it goes across to all three platforms. If Instagram seems a little bit much for you, and you're just jumping in and getting your feet wet, go ahead and start a Facebook for Business or something a little simpler to get used to social media. You guys can even start a LinkedIn. There's a whole reselling community on LinkedIn. I mean, there's just a whole world out there for social media. So that is my challenge to you guys for this very first weekend in August of 2019. If you aren't on social media yet, go start somewhere. If you're already on a little bit, add another platform to your social media presence. And if you already have a really good presence and you're on multiple platforms, I want you to kick it up a notch and post more every day. Do an extra post every day. Make sure you're interacting with all of your comments and all of your audience. When people react to you, you need to give them attention. You need to let them know you read it. Respond to them, like their comments. So wherever you're at right now, I'm challenging you to kick it up a notch and do a little bit more. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and if you would, before you leave, smash that like button. Helps the channel. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe to our channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're at Flippin' Hippos across all social media. You guys have a wonderful night. Go be productive and go get on social media. Mwah. Bye.